Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right, so let's get into this. It's going to be a today's topic video. This is for the 18th of September. My gosh, I don't know. Am I the only one who feels like September is just blasting by? Oh, wow. Okay, we have distance and we have drowning. Somebody could feel like they're in over their head, they feel overextended. This energy of distance could be somebody who's really missing someone that maybe they're divorced from, maybe they ghosted or they've been ghosted. There's an energy of separation. I would say this is somebody who's like really feeling kind of like the absence of another person's energy right now, and that's like bringing up a ton of emotions. Okay, let's quickly see if we can help our character out. Who is it that you're missing, character? Because obviously this is very specific. 11D8. Hey, hey, darling. Moon Pony, Small TV. Sorry, babe. I saw you at the very end of that other video, but I had already clicked the off button, so I didn't get to respond to you and say hello, babe. Nikki, Brian, Luminous Marina, Jeannie Vale, Empress Unicorn, Sexy Centaur Sag. So great to see you all. Okay, who are they missing? A High Priestess. The High Priestess, the road not taken, possibly with the Two of Wands. The person that they feel the energy of immensely. This could be a Virgo, a Cancer, or a Pisces that somebody is like really feeling drawn to right now. So much so that they might be saying, can I just try to gravitate toward them? I am missing them so much right now. I am feeling their like gravity on me. Um, who sings that? Gravity, stay the hell away from me. Um, I can't think. I can hear the voice really well. It's a male. Great voice. 9 of Cups. Wow. So they're also thinking that the High Priestess is just like living at large, really happy. Everything's good. Everything is just like this High Priestess is loving her life, feeling super in charge of everything. And I feel like that is making them feel more distant than ever because it's like, now I'm thinking of Labyrinth, something about I'm jealous of the way you're happy without me. Who are you, character? Let's talk about you for just a second. Who are you in this equation? Are you masculine, feminine? The World card, or excuse me, the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse and the Star upright. Okay, so this could bring in Aquarius, also Scorpio, also Taurus, also Leo. But with the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, and here we go again with the star, it's great distance. I'm the person who's at a great distance from the High Priestess. I'm the person who either missed my opportunity or I never had a chance. Hang on, what is it that you perceive as having happened? Why do you think it's either not the right time? King of Cups and the Tower. Oh, this is somebody who says, I blew it. I had a chance and I blew it. It's already too late. When I say, what's the deal with it not being the right time with that Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, it's like, the wheel already came up. I had a chance to love her and I didn't. And then instead, now the wheel has turned and I'm down here on the bottom of the wheel in the mud, where the rubber meets the road. They said I loved her and I had a chance to love her, but it ended. Why? Why are you saying it ended? 5 of Wands. I couldn't make a decision. I went round and round and round and round about am I courageous enough? Have I tested myself enough? Am I ready for something really serious? I love this person, but I wasn't ready, or I was still dealing with other things. Princess of Swords. I just wanted to watch for a while. Okay, so basically, and this does not mean that they're being punished, but let's just say they met somebody absolutely wonderful. They fell for somebody wonderful. And then instead of saying, wow, what a gift, I really can't wait to be with this person, they said, she's really great. Now I'd like to sit up here on a perch and just observe her for a while. And I think that this is like, okay, you decided not to participate. Even in the feelings that you felt, you decided to pick them apart and wonder if it was real, or maybe you decided, I don't know what this Five of Wands was for them, if they went round and round and round in their mind, and maybe they were looking for some flaw in her. Maybe they were looking for a reason to justify maybe not being ready to be in a connection, even though the love was there. I don't know if they were picking apart themselves or picking her apart, but they wanted to study her for a while. And I'm thinking that that must have blown it. If they met somebody wonderful, but then they withheld. And I'm wondering if there was already, like, they professed love, but then they kind of held back because they were a King of Cups upright, but then still something collapsed and there was some, overthinking things and wanting to pay attention and watch her from a distance. With the Nine of Wands, maybe it triggered the fears. Like, what if she hurts me? I really love her, but I was going to just give my heart, but now I'm freaking out because, I've been hurt before, and what if she hurts me too? That could be why maybe they freaked out a little bit and decided not to pursue something. And it looks like that was their chance. And because they didn't step up and, hold on to her hand, they basically let the wind blow her right back out of their lives. So why are you missing her so much right now? Why are you drowning in these emotions and feeling this distance more acutely? Is it just because she looks happy to you right now? Or Seven of Pentacles on one hand has been a long time. On the other hand, this is a card of like, I've built some kind of stability in myself and in my life. Now I would be ready. Now I don't fear things. So now I would be ready. And maybe that's why, yeah, Six of Swords, Prince of Pentacles, and the All Gifted. It definitely feels like they're saying, now I know that I could weather the storm. I could, if I met her today, I would be able to fearlessly love her. I would be able to, like, feel calm, start building a consistency with her instead of like falling and then freaking out and maybe disappearing on her. Because I would say they ghosted, which is ironic because they're the ones now feeling the impact of this distance. But it seems like they ghosted her because they're saying, by contrast, who I am today, I'm whole now. I wouldn't ghost. Now I feel secure. Now I could build confidently every day a relationship with this amazing, fantastic, this is the All Gifted. This is Pandora before Pandora's box is open and everything goes to hell in a handbasket. She was, everything. She was the person I most wanted. She was very, very special. And that's probably why they freaked out at the same time. Why they got so triggered and ran. But now they're the ones feeling that distance. They're feeling that longing for her. I mean, it sucks because it definitely, I don't want to say if you snooze, you lose exactly, but they definitely got triggered enough to run away from their own, in this case, 10 of Cups. And they know that. This is the person they most wanted to be with, but they wanted to like sit in a tree and spy on her with binoculars instead of interact with her, even though they wanted her because of their own fears. So did you ghost? What happened? I mean, that's how this seems. It's like you were the ghoster. Chariot can be running towards something or running away. Usually we look at a chariot as somebody who moves forward with confidence. Judgment. I'm going to say, because they'd like to back this all up and rewind everything, I'm going to say, yeah, they probably ran from her, whether it was ghosting or whether it was sabotaging so that the connection would end and then they could split. Now it's like, I would give anything to have a do-over, and I would run right toward her instead of what I did before, which I'm guessing was running away. What is it that you're picking up on with her? You see her as this incredibly, like, powerful force in your life, somebody that's very intuitive, but you also see her as really happy. Let's change decks here. Why do you see her as really happy, especially right now on the 18th? Why is it you're focusing on how great she seems to be and her energy flow? Seven of Swords, Six of Coins, and Queen of Pentacles. I think it's a stark contrast. I think they're being like struck. Keep in mind, they were going to be hanging out and spying on her from a distance. And I think that what they've learned throughout all that spying is that she was always more authentic, perhaps, than what they came across as. They were the ones who loved her, but then went and hid or ran away. And it's like, here she was, stable, secure. She's stable and secure with other people. I feel like they're still doing a hell of a lot of spying on her right now, because they must see her surrounded by people that care about her. They see her. I mean, I don't know if they can watch her at work, but they're like, people like her in her job. She seems to be somebody who builds bonds with people. She's sincere. She's giving. Please remember, this could be a masculine just as easily as a feminine. And indeed, she has come across as both masculine and feminine in their vision. So, everyone is just a blend of energies, right? But I'm going to keep saying she, because now we certainly have a Queen of Pentacles. But it seems like they're saying, in the big picture here, I'm the one that wasn't consistent. I'm the one that was kind of telling a whopper of a lie. She was consistent and she's continued to be consistent. I was worried she might not be for real and would break my heart, but I'm the one who actually turned out to be the untrustworthy one. I think the more they've spied on her, it's just kind of like coming to the surface. Like, she seems to be somebody who tends to gravitate toward a happier life. She tends to make decisions that, like, are always going to be ones that bring light into her life. She seems to build authentic connections. And it just seems like everything they were worried about her not being sincere and possibly breaking their heart, it turns out, it's kind of a tough thing to swallow, to realize I'm the one that wasn't sincere. I'm the one who played a game. I'm the one who ran away, even though I wanted to be with her, because I had to spy on her and make sure she was for real. I mean, that sucks to realize I'm the joke in this one, We have the Magician upright. I would just say that they must still see her like finding peace and success, kind of like seeing her glow up. They may also be like really impressed with how she manifests things into her life. Like, she does seem intuitive. She seems like somebody that they have recognized, gravitates toward things that would make herself happy and other people happy, but that she does this with like an intention. Like, she's actively using her energy in this lifetime to build bonds and to construct, not to deconstruct. And I kind of think that sounds like they're kind of amazed by her, is what it comes across as. Like, she really comes across as somebody that's, she's somebody who builds things. 5 of Wands, and they might be a little bit mystified about how she does this. Here they are back at the drawing board again, going over and over in their minds. What is it that makes her able to do this? Or what is it that makes her so special? Because she's a freaking high priestess. Here's the thing. If they're able to read this in her, they can see her high priestessiness. My guess is that they must be deeply intuitive as well. They know she's something special. They knew that from the gate. But I wonder if, because a high priestess has that otherworldly energy about them, maybe that's why they were like, how's she do it? What's the trick? How does she intuitively know stuff? Maybe she like would sometimes say things to them that would make their jaw drop. Like, how the hell did she know that? How did she say something that was just in my mind? How did she, I was just having a conversation with somebody about something bizarrely specific. Whatever, I just saw a black widow spider, and then 30 minutes later I'm talking to her, and there's no way she could have heard that conversation, but she brings up something, the word black widow comes up. I'm just thinking that there's something very random, and I think it kind of like freaked them out a little bit. Like, how does she seem to know stuff? She may just be a conduit for energy as a whole. But it feels like she's been very much a mystic in regards to them. There's something where, do you know what? I've never noticed this before. Inside of this crystal, there's a woman. I have never seen this, and I've used this deck for like, what, maybe 2 years? That's so wild to see something that was in plain sight all this time, and I guess I never looked closely enough at that. How interesting. So I just always thought this was an interesting card because we had the Libra scales, and that's where my eyes stopped. I mean, I see the yin yang stone in it, and I see, a hibiscus flower, and of course the pomegranate and a scroll here. But I never noticed that she's trapped in, or maybe not trapped, maybe she is the quartz crystal. That's some great imagery on that. So she surprises me too. No wonder they're surprised by her. No wonder they've been trying to figure her out. Could she really be that high vibrational? In this it says, hell yeah, she really is that special. She really is that amazing. And I wonder if they thought for the longest time, it's got to be an act. It's got to be fake. It's got to be, there's no way that she's really sweet. There's no way that she's really generous. People aren't like that. I'm wondering if they had a lot of disappointing people that they met in their life. And sometimes when you meet somebody that doesn't want anything from you, they're just who they are. And maybe they happen to be giving and they happen to be kind of open and they happen to actually care about people without any expectation of anything in return. They're not salespeople trying to, pretend to be friends so then you'll buy shit from them. They're just doing their thing, being who they actually are. I'm wondering if that's like the mind blow. Like, I can't believe she really is that person. She really is empathetic. She really does simply care. There's nothing in it for her. It's just how she lives her life. She may be good though at generating like abundance in her life too, because she doesn't operate from a lack mentality. She doesn't think that when she gives away like kindness that she has to worry that now I'm going to be depleted and I won't have enough for me. I mean, I kind of think that's the distinguishing feature in real life for whether or not somebody is like living in fear or not. It's like, are we doing things because it's like, I have to do this and then I get that back. I have to set up a like manipulation tactics so that if I give this, now they're beholden to me and then someday they have to give this back to me. That to me always seems like, I don't know, to operate that way would be, first off, way too much work. And way too much, of a chess play game of, if I'm going to do this, but then I know exactly what I want to get back and that person's down the hook and I can kind of call in the favor and blah, blah, blah. I think she doesn't operate that way at all. And I think people that don't operate that way, they just are kind of like, if I'm going to give something, I felt like giving it. It has nothing to do with giving anything, receiving anything back. It's felt like the right thing to do. I move on. I don't think about it again. I feel like that's when somebody's like not living in this like secret lack mentality, was when they're really free of any fear of giving something up without getting something in return. I always kind of think that's maybe the distinguishing feature when somebody's actually truly not in lack mentality. When they don't worry about it. Gave something, gave it up, it's done. It doesn't matter if I get something back for it. And it's so ironic because I also think that's where real abundance starts to flow in, is when we're not like freaking out. It's always like, I think of like abundance like a garden hose. If you freak out and you step on the garden hose, you are stopping the flow. Instead of just saying, hey, maybe if I water the grass or water these plants, then these plants grow and that provides shade and then things dry out less. So it's kind of a cyclical thing. You give something, but then it also provides something and it's, the whole little ecosystem works better. But if you stomp on the hose and are like afraid to let any water out, you're also preventing any kind of that future abundance that you could have of letting the plants grow. And then they would provide you with fruit and nourishment and shade and, oxygen and all those things. So I don't know. I just feel like there's this thing that he's like figured out about her finally. Like she really does just live her life without that fear mentality or without that lack mentality. And it's that easy for her. It's almost like it didn't cross her mind to get freaked out. It's almost like, I don't know if she just takes pleasure in life as a whole. And if she's secretly always kind of a little bit contented with the whole cycle and the ebb and flow of stuff and doesn't freak out about stuff, I think that's a very different energy than the space he's been living in. And I think that's why he freaked out and had to run away from her, because it seemed like she must be playing like a really big con and he couldn't put his finger on what the con was. What does she really want from me? There's no way she's just loving me straightforward. Even though he did love her, he still couldn't believe she could just like be exactly who she said she was. And that in turn made him be the more deceptive person because he was so sure somebody was deceiving him. She's got to be deceiving me. I just don't think she lives her life with fears of, and she definitely isn't running a con in this at all. 11D8, you were so sweet. Thank you so much. You were so incredibly kind. Thank you. You're so generous, babe. I love this. I love this story too. I think that the person in the quartz crystal that's really fun. I can't believe I never noticed that. I do really love this deck. This is the Modern Tarot. I didn't know I would love it so much. I think it's by Serafina, and oh my God, the packaging on this was so spectacular. I have never seen any deck packaged more beautifully than this. I'll make sure I tag this one for you if you guys want to check it out. You can find it on Etsy. But we've got the King of Swords here. If anything, he kept trying to like cut apart like what this means and try to find the interior motive, and couldn't realize for the longest time you met her real heart. There wasn't any game, there wasn't any long game or any con. They know that now. It just took them a long time to figure this out. So they're longing for her particularly because now they know she was the real thing. And that was the worry that they had all that time ago. But what if she's not the real deal? There's no way she's a real deal. She's got to be messing with me. She's got to be. Nobody's that like unselfish when it comes to love. Nobody is that person. And then finally they realize she actually is that person. And that's why this hurts so much. That's why it sucks so much. That's why they're missing her so much, because she was the real deal. And they now know that unequivocally. After all their dissection of her character, after all their spying from a tree with binoculars, I'm not saying they actually did that, I'm just saying metaphorically, they have figured out she is the High Priestess. That's everything she appeared to be. Her intuitive nature, the whatever the sweetness is, her high vibrational quality, her belief in like balance, the balancing of the scales of the universe. Give and don't worry about whatever comes back. You'll be all right. That energy is like the real deal. And that's the part where he's like, and I blew it with somebody who was that authentic. I ran off from somebody that was that real. I went and hid in a tree and spied on her instead of just getting to know her while dealing with her. That sucks for them, and that's a big realization. We're going to leave that one sit there because they kind of got a stew in that. I don't know what they're going to do about this, but that's a pretty massive realization for somebody to have, which is, I think that's great that he's having that breakthrough, even though, I mean, it certainly sucks for him in this moment. But, you know, discomfort is one of the best motivators to make change. The fact that he's missing her, the fact that he knows the truth of her at this point, who knows what he'll be motivated to do after this. But finding a truth and feeling, I'm not going to say feeling like a fool, feeling like you missed out on somebody that awesome because you kept insisting maybe they're not that great, only to discover that they actually were. Maybe it's good to sit and feel that sinking, you know, in the pit of his stomach for a bit and really realize what he's missing out on. That could propel him forward to course correct things, but who knows? That's up to him. Right now, on the 18th, it's just he's sitting there feeling the distance and feeling this kind of drowning in the reality of what he's just discovered. All right, let's get a couple cards for somebody whose birthday is on the 18th. We have got the Magician in the reverse. We have the Judgment in the reverse. We got the King of Wands. Who cares? I want to flip these cards. Who cares about the past? Who cares about returns of anything? We got somebody new marching on in. I feel like in this next year of somebody's life, they're going to discover that they don't even have they're not wishing for an ex anymore. An ex's face fades from their memory. They start paying more attention to somebody else who's making their presence known, somebody who's coming in real time, somebody who's marching along to the beat of their own drum. I feel like somebody's going to be delighted to discover that there are other people on this planet other than the exes, other than the experiences of the past. And there's no reason to keep manifesting, hoping for old recycled patterns to come back when there's new and fresh. And I feel like this person has a great sense of humor. I feel like they could be exciting. They could be super intelligent, and they're warm. They're really, truly warm. And it's like, once we meet this person, we're not going to care about recycling old relationships. We're not going to be trying to manifest, you know, exes coming back into our lives, because there's something so much better, so much kinder, so much more jolly walking into a character's life. That's really, really nice. I like to see that change, and I like to see how certain that is. There's no looking back. All right, you guys, thank you everybody for hanging with me tonight. We're still going to do one bonus video for Capricorn, because I promised that I would tonight. So I'm going to do that before I sign out. I will see you guys in the Capricorn video if you feel like hanging with me. So good to see you. Kiwi part. I love your name. That's adorable. So great to see you, love. Carol, nice to see you. Crystal clear. I love the way you spelled your name. That's awesome. Annie S. Hi, sweetheart. Hang in there for Capricorn. We have Carol. Hi, babe. Lavender Moon. 11-8. Thank you again. You're so sweet. So sweet. And the sweet is right above you. Trust in the ebb and flow. That makes me think of that song Ebb Tide, which is such a great song. Love the Righteous Brothers. Jesse, hi, hun. Thank you for popping by. Small TV, Manny Bro. Awesome to see you. That's very cool. Brian, I hear you. Tech Ellis, so good to see you, babe. Ebony Holmes, hi. Hi, Helen. Thank you for popping in. Good morning, dear. Thank you so much, 11-8. Thank you guys for giving it a thumbs up. I forget to say thank you enough for that. It really does help the channel. It helps the algorithm and all of that. So thank you guys so much. And thank you for reminding me, 11-8. Robin G, wonderful to see you. Lana's in the house. Hi, babe. Travis Rose, are you signing out? Sweet dreams. Hey, Tasha. Small TV. Daniel Perman? Oh, Pemin? Daniel Pemin. I'm jealous of the rain. Is that different than the one by Labyrinth? I'll have to check that out. Hallelujah. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Hallelujah. Thank you for reminding me. Black Goddess, awesome to see you. Gabriela Ramondo. Manny Bro, thank you. Penny, hi. Luminous Marina. Okay, thank you guys. It was John Mayer. Thank you so much for Gravity. I can never remember who sings that. Thank you guys so much. Penny Lyons, thanks again, love. April Fresh is in the house. Hey, babe. 01 Frequency. Christina 111. Thanks again, Luminous Marina. Right back to you, love. The Sexy Centaur Sag. Awesome to catch you in a live. Empress Unicorn 111. Always a delight. Thank you for hanging with me. RT, I feel it. Yes, the year is just, it's over practically, it feels like to me. And I'm like, no, wait. I have many things I still must accomplish this year. Small TV, thank you for being so gracious with me. Jeannie Vale, thank you for the bouquet, darling. So nice to see you. All right, you guys, I'll see you in a few minutes over on the Capricorn side if you're interested in that one. If not, if this is where we part ways, then I will see you guys tomorrow and we'll get started with Virgo tomorrow. First thing. Bruce Reed, yay! I'm so happy to hear your new shoulder recovering at home. I'm so delighted. Oh, what a wonderful thing, Bruce. Soon you'll be bowling and doing all kinds of like the wave and do they still do that? Oh, I guess the wave is like this, right? And like different games and such, right, in sports arenas. I'm so happy to hear that went well. Oh, Bruce, I agree with you. Yes. Tina's I Can't Stand the Rain. The Commitments covered that one really nice too. You guys, thank you. Nikki, oh, you're so sweet. Lots of love to your daughter too, Nikki. You know we're still cheering for her. Sweet. I'm glad you like pink. I always think that I shouldn't wear pink, but then I have a few pink tops, and with the right backdrop, I'm like, okay, I'll wear pink. But it's so funny because I've avoided pink most of my life. It was never my color. And then with this backdrop, I'm like, actually, I think it's probably been the best complement to the color of the backdrop. And I kept going like blues. So, and I tried purple, and purple didn't work so well, although tomorrow I'll probably still do purple, but it won't be very good. Gray was awful. Sometimes you don't know till you do it, and then it's like, well, that's what it is. Tammy Secord, thank you so much, babe. So good to see you. All right, you guys, I'll see you in a minute on the other side. Bye for right now.